Welcome to Soul and Vibration. This is another episode of Numbers Don't Lie. The other day I was doing a meditation and I was trying to think, who should I do next? And out of nowhere the thought Denzel Washington came to mind. So I said, why not? Glad I followed that intuition and decided to do the Numbers Don't Lie series on Denzel Washington, because Denzel Washington is a life path number 5. Denzel was born December 28th, 1954. That makes him a life path number 5 if you add up all the digits in his birthday and keep reducing until you get to a single digit. So life path number 5 with a Capricorn / Saturn influence over the life path number. The reason why I thought it was super exciting to do his numbers is because as a life path number 5, I feel like it would be extremely helpful for other people who are strongly associated with the number 5 or who have the life path number 5 to have an example of someone like Denzel Washington, to know that there is hope when it comes to being disciplined and dedicated, because the number 5 vibration struggles with being disciplined and dedicated. Same with the number 3, being born in December. December is the 12th month and the number 12 reduces to the number 3. So the number 3 vibration and the number 5 vibration has a hard time when it comes to being disciplined, consistent, and routine. Those two vibrations have the hardest time when it comes to following through and making things happen. But those two vibrations are the best when it comes to being creative, abstract thinking, and just being able to do anything you put your mind to. These are your storytellers and your speakers. And of course, as you can see, if you are familiar with Denzel Washington, that he is a storyteller and a speaker and works in the creative field, things that the number 3 and the number 5 vibration are known for. Of course, his childhood experiences have a lot to do with his discipline. But being born on the 28th, the number 2 and the number 8 does add up to the number 1. But that number 1 energy is strongly influenced by the number 2 and the number 8. The number 2 brings in balance and union and diplomacy. The number 8 is consistent, it's routine, it's a teacher, it's a student. One thing I read about Denzel is that when it comes to all of his roles, he will put hours and years into preparing for one role. He is known as one of the hardest working actors. I've seen one article that talked about him working out 9 hours a day for like 2 years straight or 1 year straight to prepare for a role where he played a boxer. That's that number 8 vibration, and that number 2 vibration that's willing to commit. The number 8 is willing to put the work in, be the student and the teacher at the same time. And then the number 1 vibration wants to lead, wants to dominate in whatever it does. It wants to show up and be the best, but it is supported by that number 2 and that number 8 vibration. When Denzel was 14 years old, his mom and dad divorced. His mom sent him to the Oakland Military Academy. Later on, he said that decision saved his life because the groups that he was running with at the time, they end up getting into trouble, and together those groups of friends served about 40 years in prison. He said they were good guys, but the streets got them. That number 5 energy, the life path number 5, it needs routine, structure, and order. Being born on the 12th, which is December, December adds up to the number 3 vibration, and similar to the number 5, the number 3 is easily distracted because it is creative. Denzel mentioned in one interview that he has had every single job that you can think of. even going to college and studying a couple different majors before he took a break and worked at a summer camp where he did his first acting for the kids in the group. And that's when someone from the camp told him, hey, you could be really good at this. My point for sharing that story is people with the number 3 and 5 placement have a hard time figuring out what path they want to take in life, because they are naturally good at so many different things. And that was his experience. He was good at so many different things, so he didn't know what he wanted to do. That's why he ended up switching majors a couple times before taking a break and then realizing that acting is his calling. And he also said that basically every job he has had up until acting prepared him for acting. So people who are strongly associated with the number 5 and the number 3, there is hope. If you are in a job right now and you are not happy about that job, just know that nothing in life, I believe, is ever a waste of time, or no path is ever the wrong path. I feel like everything that we are doing within this moment is building us up for the bigger picture. So trust and believe that there is hope. It is possible for you. It is possible for your idea or dream that you believe that might not be something that could be a full-time career, can be a full-time career. But discipline and consistency is necessary in order to make it happen. And of course, with Saturn and Capricorn being a major influence over all the numbers within his chart, Saturn is all about destroying and rebuilding. So whenever we are doing something that is not right for us, we're going to experience some kind of a roadblock or something that's going to shake everything up and force us to rethink. And don't be discouraged whenever you enter into situations that don't work out for you, because that's life's way of saying, hey, wrong direction or wrong timing. Capricorn is also the zodiac sign that's associated with career and working hard in our place in the world. So I could see how the Capricorn and Saturn energy influencing the number 5 expresses someone who is very hardworking and likes to get stuff done. Denzel has been married to his wife for over 35 years, having the longest or one of the longest Hollywood marriages ever. I feel like the number 8 has to do with that, because the number 8 is all about traditions. It's all about commitment and the long term. And I'm pointing this out because some might think that the life path number is the most important number, but that is not true. Every single number within your birthday plays a major role in telling the whole story. At one point, Denzel considered being a preacher. He didn't go into preaching, but he did invest in a church that he has in Los Angeles. And the number 8 energy also has to do with, again, tradition and religion, and the number 5 energy has to do with speaking. So that makes sense. Tradition, religion, speaking, preacher. Denzel serves as a national spokesperson for the Boys and Girls Club since 1993. So the number 1 and the number 2 in the month of December represents boys and girls and children on a whole, because the number 1 is boys, masculine energy, expressive, direct. The number 2, feminine energy, magnetic, nurturing, caring. The 1 and 2 together creates the number 3. So people with 3s in their chart will naturally gravitate towards things having to do with children. The number 1, boys, number 2, girls, Boys and Girls Club. In his birthday, the number 28, 2 wants to nurture and bring everybody together, and the number 8 vibration wants to teach and learn. So with someone like Denzel being a life path number 5, month adding up to the number 3, and day adding up to the number 1. You can see all the numbers within this chart, but you can also see that the numbers that aren't in dominant positions are just as important as the numbers in dominant positions, because all these numbers come together to create the whole. So if you have a strong 1, 3, or 5 in your chart, and you might feel like, wow, it feels like my numbers are working against me because my number 1 vibration helps me to come up with these amazing ideas, but I just don't have the will to bring them together. Or the number 3, you know, so creative, so expressive, but lack consistency. Or the number 5, a whole lot of energy and nothing to do with it. Trust life and trust the process. Like Denzel said, all of his many jobs all led him up to acting. I feel like that's the same for all of us. A good book that I recommend is Mastery by Robert Greene. That book also talks about that. It talks about how who you are as a child, the life that you were born into, whether you perceive it to be negative or positive, all of your experiences, all of the jobs you've had, and everything that you've went through in your life all play a part in you going into whatever you were here to do, whatever you chose to do to make a difference in this world, whether it's on a smaller level, meaning it is within your household, or it's on a worldwide level. When I say smaller as in your household, meaning that it is intimate. I don't mean that it is smaller as in it's less significant. Because as long as you are able to impact one person's life, that is huge, and that makes a difference in making this world a more amazing place. Thank you so much for watching. I hope this video was helpful. If there's anyone that you would like me to cover in the Numbers Don't Lie series, please put that in the comment box below. I would really appreciate it, because sometimes it's hard to choose because there is so many. And I'm happy that Denzel came up in the meditation, because after looking at his numbers and his achievements, I thought it would be a perfect motivation for those who are strongly associated with the number 3 and the number 5 to see the magic that those numbers can do. And if you don't have certain numbers in your chart that have certain traits that you would like, you can always learn those traits. Your numbers don't determine who you are, who you will be once you are aware of them and you are able to access the different strength that they all possess. Again, thanks again for watching. Make sure you subscribe if you didn't already. Hit the bell so you can get new videos, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video.